Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to the channel. How are you all? I hope you're doing good. First of all, I'm going to start off by thanking you guys on your feedback and all the love that you guys showed me on my previous video. I am loving the feedback that I received from you guys in the comments, and I really enjoy reading all of your comments. So yeah, this is part 2 of our time spent here in Mecca. As you guys know, we had 3 days in total in Mecca, and we spent the first 2 days in Pullman Zamzam Makkah Hotel, and then on our second day we shifted over to Swissotel Makkah. So this was the view from our room in Swissotel, and subhanallah, this was Isha prayer, and just look at all of these people. Like, this is from far away. Imagine when you're standing there. It's so many people. Everywhere your eyes would scan, you see all these little dots. There's just so many people, mashallah. But yeah, this is our last night here, and tomorrow we will leave for Jeddah, inshallah. I'm feeling so many mixed emotions right now. Alhamdulillah, this trip has been such, a much needed time away from life and this dunya and all the worries and problems of this world. It was a much needed reconnection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it just gave me that spiritual boost that I really was in need of. But at the same time, I'm also feeling sad that it's over so soon. I don't think any amount of time can be enough, I guess. Once my husband came back from Isha prayer, I headed out for the Haram. I wanted to spend majority of the night as much as possible doing ibadat and zikr and prayers and tahajjud. Praying tahajjud and doing nafli tawaf around the Kaaba was my favorite thing. Usually when I go to the Haram, I pray in front of the Kaaba in the Mataf area, but today I wanted to show you guys the women's prayer section where you can sit and read Quran and do ibadat alone. So when you go down the elevator to the Mataf entrance, you turn right and you'll see this long hallway which will have small sections on the right where you can sit and do your ibadat. It is right in front of the Kaaba as well, so you can see it from here. You can sit here and do your ibadat separately. It's only allocated for women. You can also sit here in this, covered area near the Kaaba as well. I believe this place is not segregated. The designated women's prayer sections, which are these little rooms in the back, you can see that they have, shelves filled with copies of the Quran Sharif. Usually they have carpets here too, but on this day I didn't see the carpet. And there are some coolers all along these hallways as well. Just a friendly reminder, please make sure to put the plastic cups in the trash to respect the holy place that we're in. The workers are doing their best to keep the place clean, mashallah, but we should also do our part as well, right? And after praying nafils and doing my ibadat, I headed to the Kaaba to perform nafli tawaf. Had prayed in the Hateem the night before, and he had advised me to try and stand in line, so I wanted to try and see if I can get a chance to go inside. So there's usually a line around the Hateem area, which is the semicircle boundary beside the Kaaba, and you'll see these lights there and they're usually green. Here they're turned off, but this is the boundary and the women are lined all around it. And I believe that the timing for women to go into the Hateem are between 10 to 2 a.m. at nighttime. That's when I went. And once you're in line, the guards basically, they let small groups of people into the Hateem. They give you some time for you to pray nafil and then make dua, and then they'll tell you to leave and the next group goes inside. It does require you to be patient and wait for some time to get your turn, but it's such an important place that the wait is worth it. The Hateem is part of the Kaaba, so if you pray here, it's equivalent to praying inside the Kaaba. Subhanallah, it's such a special place where duas are accepted. May Allah bring you all here as well. Please just be mindful of not pushing each other and shoving each other, because that is something that I saw people falling over and it was just not nice. So let's be mindful of each other and take care of others as well. While we were waiting for our turn in the Hateem, I noticed all these cleaners just magnificently cleaning the Mataf area. Subhanallah. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah for the opportunity to pray in the Hateem. No matter how much gratitude I show and no matter how much I say alhamdulillah, it truly is not enough. May Allah bless you all to come here to Allah's house and be able to pray inside the Hateem as well. Before coming for Umrah, I would always see posts or videos of people sharing how Allah granted their du'as on the spot here, and I would always get goosebumps listening to such stories, you know. And today, when I was doing Tawaf, I had this strong desire to just touch the Kaaba or just get close to it, and it was so crowded and lots of people were pushing, but I didn't want to push my way through. I prayed that if it's written for me, that Allah gets me there without causing harm to anyone else. And subhanallah, I don't even know how I reached, but I reached in front of the Kaaba door. Remember, there was another woman beside me that held on to my hand for support, and while we were getting pushed back and forth, there was a man who literally came out of nowhere and he put his hand out and stopped people from pushing us, and he opened the way for us to get to the door. So subhanallah, I was shocked. Truly, Allah is always listening and he's always close to us, and that's just the reason why I'm sharing this story, to inspire people to make dua to Allah without being scared of how big your dua is, and always keep your intentions pure. Allah is closer to us than our jugular vein, and he is always listening, so don't ever lose hope in him. So yeah, alhamdulillah. After completing my prayers, I basically decided to exit through Safa and Marwa, like the Asai exit, and I also wanted to get information about the wheelchairs that are available during during Sa'i, in between Safa and Marwa. And when I would ask, they said that it ranges between basically 70 to 100 riyals. I believe they said 80 riyals that time. Depending on the season that you're traveling in, it can range between that price. So that's something that may be helpful to plan in case you're traveling with kids or elderly. Yeah, I exited through the Sa'i exit and basically exited the Haram and headed back to the clock tower. Alhamdulillah, I am so grateful to have spent the last night by myself, being able to fully focus on my ibadat and du'as. And I always recommend for women who are traveling with kids to try to take the nighttime between 12 and 4 o'clock to go to the Haram and spend time by yourself. It can be hard to focus with the kids, so that definitely gives you a chance to soak it all in, make a connection, you know, with Allah, and also capture the best time, the HAJJ, and maybe pray Fajr as well if possible. I headed back before Fajr as my husband wanted to go for prayer today, but before I went upstairs, I was starving after all the walking and Tawaf, so I had to grab a little bite from the clock tower first, because there was still some time to breakfast too. So I got the mandi platter from Mishraq again because it was that good. Sunrise in Mecca and Medina are gorgeous, subhanallah. They're absolutely stunning, and I think the best views that I've ever seen. Watching the sunrise while people continue their tawaf around the Kaaba and watching, you know, them pray Fajr is just so relaxing, subhanallah. After Fajr prayer, it was time for breakfast, of course. The kids were finally feeling better, alhamdulillah, and they were excited to head downstairs. So breakfast is served on level P8 in Al Ruwad restaurant, and we would usually go right at the start to avoid, you know, the crowd and lots of rush. A full review video of Swissotel along with their full breakfast menu is up on the channel. I will have the link up above. Decor and interior of the breakfast hall is just beautiful, mashallah. The staff were very friendly and they loved interacting with the kids. I think we came right as the breakfast hall opened, so there weren't a lot of people here yet, and some of the buffets hadn't opened either. Majority of the tables were empty, as you guys can see here. And one thing that I love about Swissotel is that it is very bright, fresh, and vibrant. So we grabbed a table to the side and we got the kids settled first. And now it's time to give you guys a quick tour of everything that's offered here. We grabbed a little bit of everything, alhamdulillah, and of course I couldn't skip my favorite latte. The food was good and it was mild as well for the kids too, so that was great. After breakfast, I wanted to take a little round of, like all the other services that they offered. They have a little omelet station where they make fresh omelets on the spot for you. Also fresh pancakes being made along with other like Arab dishes like za'atar bread and fool, which is a staple everywhere. And of course, we couldn't miss out on the delicious fresh fruit. They're super sweet and fresh, mashallah. So today was the last day here and it was bittersweet. We kept, sitting by the window to take it all in, soak in all the memories and feelings. Alhamdulillah for being able to come here again and having such an amazing experience, and also feeling, a little sad that it's already time to leave, that we're invited again soon, along with all of you, inshallah. This day I had planned to meet my mamu and my mommy, who were also here for Umrah, mashallah. We were actually checking out in the afternoon to head to Jeddah, but we planned to meet them before Zohar prayer. I was seeing him after such a long time. I think the last time I saw him was at my wedding. Can you believe that? Subhanallah. Time flies so quickly. It's unbelievable. I'm so glad we got the chance to meet here and, just hang out in our room. And the kids had a lot of fun as well. They fell in love with the room, view, mashallah. They were traveling to Medina while we were going to head to Jeddah from here. After my uncle and aunt left, we packed up our stuff and got ready to check out. We decided to head to the Haram one last time as an al-wida and make dua before we leave Makkah. Our hearts were sad, but alhamdulillah satisfied with our time spent here. Your heart truly becomes detached from the world when you come here, and your bond with Allah only grows stronger. I pray that any of you watching who wish to come here, who are going through tough phases of life, have any worries or problems that seem unbearable, may Allah ease your difficulties and solve all of your problems. Ameen. May He grant you every rightful wish in your heart, and may you be able to visit Makkah and Medina with your loved ones. May Allah protect all of us and our families and our loved ones. I always pray that you guys find my videos helpful for your Umrah trips, and if they are, please do remember my family and I in your prayers. That is the biggest thing I can ask for, your duas and love. Jazakallah for all the love you guys show me on my videos. I read all of your comments and I try to reply to as many as I can. And to those comments that I may have missed or haven't replied back to, I apologize, and inshallah plan to reply soon. Inshallah, I can continue to post more videos which will be beneficial and helpful to others.
मैं तो चाहूँ बस तेरी रज़ा, मैं तो चाहूँ बस तेरी रज़ा। मेरे मौला मेरी ये दुआ, माफ़ कर दे मेरी हर ख़ता, मैं तो चाहूँ बस तेरी रज़ा, मैं तो चाहूँ बस तेरी रज़ा। मौत का फरिश्ता जो आए तेरा, तब हाल हो ऐसा मेरा, ज़ुबान हो मेरी नाम तेरा, पेशानी मेरी सजदा तेरा। मौत का फरिश्ता जो आए तेरा, तब
Tawaf al-Wida, when you say your goodbye to the Kaaba and to Makkah, is just so difficult. Your heart wants to stay, but you know that you have to leave now. But alhamdulillah for coming, and inshallah to many more visits here. So we had originally planned to go down to the Mataf area and do Tawaf if possible, but the heat was so much for the kids that when we noticed them getting all red and puffy, we opted to stay on the first floor, which had like fans going. I had a few comments asking which month we're traveling in. So this is November, and the weather these past 3 days has been mid-30s, so around 35 degrees. Just something to keep in mind if you're planning to travel in November. once all of our stuff was packed and ready to go, we called concierge and they came up to take our bags. So we usually carry a weighing scale with us whenever we are traveling. So we check the weight of our bags by ourselves, but the concierge usually has a weighing scale with them, so you can get them to weigh your bags for you as well. They take your bags and they give you a little slip, which has all of the information like your departure time, your bag storage information, etc. So you show this little slip to the concierge desk when your taxi arrives in the basement and they can load your luggage. So while my husband confirms the arrival time with our taxi driver, I just wanted to show you guys Makkah one last time. Headed downstairs to wait at reception for our taxi to arrive. While going down, we were reminiscing about how this past week has just flown by. Like, time literally flew by. Initially, it was the excitement of coming here, and now it's just the sadness of leaving. You know, that's the beauty of, I guess, every trip, everywhere you travel to. But I do have some fun things to share on our last leg of the journey, so stay tuned for that. While we were waiting at reception, an Egyptian lady beside me struck conversation, and we had such a fun conversation. She shared pictures of her family with me, and she told me about her story growing up. She also had her granddaughter with her. She was telling me how Zoe and her granddaughter are so alike. Even though she knew a little bit of English, we were still able to share our stories. And subhanallah, that's the beautiful part about traveling, right? You meet so many different people and learn about different cultures. At this point, our taxi had arrived and we basically headed outside. And this was the final moment of saying goodbye. This was a bittersweet moment, you know. Alhamdulillah for being able to, you know, have this experience again. I know I've said it so many times, but no matter how many times you show that gratefulness and you say alhamdulillah, it's not enough. And you know, as the car drove away, we watched the Hajjis, the HAJJ walking towards the Haram, and that feeling of sadness really hit hard. Until you come here, you won't be able to understand the feeling that I'm talking about. It's very hard to explain with words, but I will truly miss this crowd of Hajjaj and these pigeons everywhere, along with the view of the clock tower wherever you go in Makkah. Alhamdulillah. Now, as we head home, we are going to have a little stop in Jeddah. So I will end this vlog here. Inshallah, I will meet you guys in my next vlog where I will share what we did in Jeddah. Until then, take care of yourselves and Allah Hafiz.